Did Steve Yzerman just do it again? JT Compher, Andrew Copp, Justin Hall, Jeff Petrie. Is this the next one? Did the Detroit Red Wings just sign on an aging, middle-of-the-pack, veteran-caliber guy again to a long-term, decently sized money deal? I can understand why fans might be a little bit pissed off with this signing. Overpay, WTF, we have the worst GM in the league. I can understand, based off of the historical context, based off of the past 2-3 years worth of Red Wings free agent signings and offseason moves, why fans might be a little bit turned away by this signing right here. But I actually don't think this one's that bad. In fact, I'd say it's pretty all right. The Red Wings have signed 29-year-old UFA Mason Appleton to a 2-year, $2.9 million AAV deal. He'll make $3 million in year one, $2.8 million in year number two. So you add it together, it is $5.8 million total, $2.9 against the cap. If you go over to the contract amount, I think there are some bonuses attached to it. I'm not really too sure, but just based off of what we have, baseline $2.9 million AAV. Appleton had 10 goals and 22 points in 71 games played this most recent season. He's 29 years old, 6'2", 194, a right-handed center right winger, and Appleton was known in Winnipeg for being a lot more of an agitative, snarly, middle-of-the-lineup kind of guy. 36 points in 82 games played in 23-24, Appleton provided some really good value for the Jets over the years. Last season, the most previously completed one, he had 22 points in 71 games. Now, you'll note Appleton's entire career progression. Drafted by Winnipeg back in 2015, he played with Michigan State University in the NCAA, so he's a Michigan dude from Green Bay, Wisconsin, but he is from Michigan collegiate-wise. He then developed more with the Manitoba Moose before making the Winnipeg Jets full-time in 2019-20. Then, the unthinkable happened. He went over to the Seattle Kraken, and this was an interesting move because the Kraken took him in the expansion draft. He had 17 points in 49 games, but shortly after being acquired by Seattle in that expansion draft, he ended up going over to Winnipeg one more time. He got traded over there at the end of the season, posting up 4 points in 19 games. Needless to say, Jets fans were happy to see their applesauce get back into the mix here. Winnipeg then saw Appleton for the next 3 seasons, wherein he had the seasons that he did, and now he's coming over to Detroit to potentially replace Tyler Mott, you can say. So you're replacing Mott with Appleton. That's kind of funny. Let's head over onto the Red Wings subreddit. I think I stole that comment from the folks over here who are talking about this deal and trying to describe what it is Appleton can provide the Wings. Yeah, replacing Mott with Apple. There you go. Short snippet on Appleton from The Athletic because I've never heard of this guy. Need a Life 19 says, Mason Appleton represents more of your prototypical third-line grinder. He can shine defensively in a checking role, has an above-average 6'2" frame, and can win puck battles, especially on the forecheck. The 29-year-old is coming off a down year offensively with 22 points in 71 games, but he had scored 14 goals and 36 points in 23-24. Appleton is a safe, high-floor, third-line winger. And here's the thing. The fact that Stevie Y signed this dude to just a $2.9 million cap hit for just 2 years automatically makes him a lot more digestible as a hockey player than Andrew Copp, for example, another former Winnipeg Jet heading over to Detroit in the free agent market. Appleton is not going to have that same detrimental cap situation inducing cap hit like we had seen with some of these other guys, but he will still provide value. From what I've been gathering, this other comment says, he ought to be reliable on defense, but the Red Wings won't be adding much offense. His career stats back that up as well. Jets guys were crapping on him for missing a crucial opportunity to score in the playoffs, and naturally seemed sour on him from that. End of the day, better defense sounds good to me. Here's a comment from an apparent Jets fan on our hockey, staple of our shutdown line next to Adam Lowry. McLellan will absolutely adore Mason Appleton. He works his behind off, he does all the right things, etc. He's got hands of absolute stone and will consistently get in good scoring positions, but not score. He took a lot of flack for that in Winnipeg. In my opinion, the issue is that coaches love to play him a ton over other players. I don't really get blaming a player for that, but that's just me. That's why you're seeing all the celebratory Jets fans in here. If the Red Wings play him as an actual third liner at 5v5, unlike here in Winnipeg, I don't see Wings fans having much to complain about. Other than that, he is a massive Packers fan, LOL. Sounds like Darren Helm 2.0. I don't think he's as good as Helm, but I'm betting he's a real upgrade. So, maybe an upgrade over Tyler Mott, if you wanted to say that. Darren Helm was an absolute stud, though. We can't go out there and use his name, so lackadaisically tossing it out there as a modern-day comparable for new Red Wings, Helm was Helm. And I think a lot of fans will remember him in high regard. But Mason Appleton might not necessarily score many points, which we have come to expect based off of the point production over the past few seasons. But if he can provide, let's just say Tyler Mott-esque value +1, I think you're looking at a pretty solid bet here, especially at $2.9 million. Like, there's no reason why folks should be comparing this deal to the Cups and the Comfers and all that. Those guys got a lot more, and those guys got it for a lot longer. So, Mason Appleton, adding on to this Red Wings-inspired Todd McLellan team, I think it's a really good addition here. I like this a lot for Detroit. Let's scroll down and read some extra comments here in the R Red Wings sub. He's good on the PK from the little I've seen of him. A lot of issues with our bottom six last year is what he lacked identity. Scoring? Not really. Defense first? Not really. Winning faceoffs and board battles? Not really. Hitting? Not really. I'll happily take someone whom we can point to and say, this guy has a role, and he fills it. All of these things also describe this guy. So, yeah, there you go. All of these things Mason Appleton can do and can provide for the Detroit Red Wings. Right shot, he's basically a Smith-Moth replacement. Another comment here says, this is definitely not the 29-year-old forward free agency from the Jets that I was hoping we would hear about, but maybe he's being used to lure another 29-year-old forward from the Winnipeg Jets who is also a free agent. Obviously talking about Nick Ehlers. Played in Winnipeg on a line with Lowry and Niederreiter. I do think he's a bottom six guy to replace Smith and Mott. He played 2 years at MSU, hence the Michigan connection. I kind of feel like we already have 4 of this exact type of bottom six guy. Sounds like this guy can hit and be physical, something our bottom six, well actually, something our entire lineup is missing. That's how I read it too. We need more guys that are hard to play against. At least this one is paid appropriately. I think that might be the verdict here. They're not giving him a lot of money, folks. This is fine. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Steve Yzerman signing Mason Appleton to a 2-year, $2.9 million AAV contract. What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on the role that he'll play on the team? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sign on, and bye.